So the big research question we're hoping to answer is how inflammasomes cause inflammation in health and disease. So inflammasomes are these protein complexes that are a really important part of your innate immune system, but when they're unregulated they can cause damaging inflammation. So we hope that by understanding more about how these inflammasomes are regulated, we can actually then identify new ways to develop anti-inflammatory therapies, which will be really important for lots of chronic diseases, so things like Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, cardiovascular disease. So we're going to answer this question by studying inflammasomes, particularly in human samples. So we've developed some new systems where, for example, we use human-induced pluripotent stem cells to investigate how inflammasomes work in human cells such as macrophages. We're also then, by working with our clinical colleagues here at the Wellcome Wilson Institute for Experimental Medicine, hoping to study how inflammasomes are working in patients. So for example, we have collaborations with colleagues that are interested in acute respiratory distress syndrome, and we're, for example, looking at whether we can see how inflammasomes are activated in patient samples from those people with ARDS. So yeah, by studying both models of human disease, but then also by collaborating with our clinical colleagues, we hope to understand more about how inflammasomes work in both healthy individuals and in patients with inflammatory diseases. So in terms of impact, my previous work has already contributed to the founding of a spin-out company. So from work that I did at Trinity College Dublin during my PhD and also during my postdoc at the University of Queensland, our intellectual property, which was targeted at developing inhibitors of the NLRP3 inflammasome, was licensed to a spin-out company called Inflazome. And just last year, in September 2020, Inflazome was acquired by Roche Pharmaceuticals for $449 million. So Roche are going to take these inhibitors of NLRP3 into clinical trials. So this is a really exciting time for the field, where we're starting now to see the first clinical trials where inflammasome inhibitors are being used. This is just the beginning, I think, of a whole new area of clinical research where we're trying to understand how inhibiting inflammasomes can be used to treat a range of diseases. So I'm hoping that my continued research here at the Wellcome Wilson Institute for Experimental Medicine will help contribute to that, help to understand more about how inflammasomes are involved in various diseases, and then also following up on that, developing new types of inhibitors, not just for NLRP3 but for other inflammasomes as well.